Hello everybody, welcome to Viprov Programming. Today we're going to be doing remove duplicates from a sorted array. So you can go ahead and read this, but let me just explain basically what it's asking. Let me just write down an array, an example array. So arrays are continuous numbers that are set in memory that are put right next to each other. So for example, if you have this array 1, 1, 2, what the question is asking you is I want this Leetcode answer to be to return the number of unique numbers, if that makes sense. Like for example, here we have 1, 1, 2. What that means is we have one is unique, 2 is unique, so that means we have a total of 2 unique numbers over here. So we would return 2 in this case. And it wants us to change this nums, so nums array. It wants us to change this nums array such that we only have the unique numbers in the front. So 1 and 2 is going to be in the front, and it doesn't matter what's after this, as long as you have the unique numbers in the front. But the catch is that you have to do all of this in place. Now what in place means is that you can't create a whole new array and then put in whatever unique numbers you find. That's too easy, right? So what you want to do is you want to do all of this, find the number of unique numbers, and you want to change the nums array in place. Okay, so how do we do this? What I do is I use something called a two-pointer method. You might have heard of it before, but if you haven't, that's okay. Let me just explain it. I'll have 2 pointers. So I'll have one pointing to the beginning of the array and the other that's on the top of the array that's also pointing to the beginning. So this blue guy, let's call it the updater. So updater. And now what this updater pointer does is that it changes whatever point it's at and changes this number depending on what the traverser, so the traverser is going to be in green, traverser. So the traverser goes through the array and finds all of the unique numbers, okay? Once it finds a unique number, it'll alert the updater and tell the updater to update wherever it's at and update that unique number. So let's say, for example, here what we have is we have the traverser on the beginning and the updater on the beginning of the array. Now we've never seen 1 before. Let's call this previous value. Now previous value originally is initialized to none. So since we've never seen 1 before, we update this value. So the updater goes ahead and updates this value to be 1, and it sets the previous value to be 1. So the next time this traverser goes through the array, we find out that we have 1 again, which we've seen before. See, our previous value was 1. And so we continue going on. Oh, and also one more thing. The updater, since it's changed this value, it moves on to the next index. So again, since we've seen 1 before, what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next one. We see here that there's 2. 2 is not 1, so again, we update our previous value and we tell the updater, hey, we have this unique number. Let's update wherever you're at and update that to be 2. Okay? So now we have 1 and 2. What happens now is that the traverser now is finished, right? He's at the end of the array. So what we do is we say that, okay, we were counting how many unique numbers we found. We found that those unique numbers are 2, so we return 2. And also we've changed the nums array such that the unique numbers, the first 2 unique numbers, are in the front. In this problem, it doesn't matter what's after the unique numbers. all that they care about is that the unique numbers are in front. Okay, so let's take a look at what this looks like in the code. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sort of like an index number. So this is going to be my updater in this example. So my updater, I'll just call it k, and I'll start at the beginning of the array, which is 0. Now, we also need a previous value variable, because we want to check if we've seen this variable before, or this value before. Now what we're going to do is we're going to loop through the entire nums array. Now if you've never seen this before, it's fine, don't worry about it. All we're doing is we're looping through the array by the index. That's what I is. So we're going over the first index, then the second, third, fourth. And the way that computer science works is that we start at 0 when we're looking at indexes. So we go 0, 1, 2 if we're talking about the first one, second, third. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to check if we've seen this value before. So I'm getting the value of whatever index I'm at. If we've never seen this value before, which is previous val, what we're going to do is we are going to first update the value, right? So we know that if we ever run into this value again, we're going to skip over it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set whatever my k is. Remember, my k is my updater. So I'm going to update wherever my k is. I'm going to tell it, hey, we've seen a new value. I'm going to set that new value to wherever my k is. And that should pretty much be it. What we're going to do is next we're going to return k. So k is going to tell me how many unique values we've run into. And wherever k is left at, we're just going to return k. Okay, let's try running this first to see if it passes a few test cases. Oh, I see it hasn't. So the reason for that is because we are not updating our k value. So we have to do k plus equals 1. Because if you don't update your k value will stay at 0, which is not good. So let's try running it again. And this time it has been accepted. Let's submit it to see how well this solution is. And looks like I'm at the top. Yeah, I'm at the top. Nice. Okay, so again, let's just explain what I'm doing here. K is going to be my updater pointer. Previous value is going to check for if I've seen this value before. Now, next I loop through the entire array. And then I check, have I never seen, is this a unique value? If yes, what we're going to do is we're going to update our previous value. We are going to tell our updater, wherever you're at, update the value to be this new unique value. And then we update k to be the next point, okay? And then we go ahead and loop through the entire array, and then we return k. Now what that does is that changes our nums to be the first few unique numbers are going to be unique, and then whatever is after those unique numbers, it doesn't matter. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next video.